thank you. Yes, yes, mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. We're very excited about the success of the new album. It's nice having a #1 album again. You know, considering the band really hasn't done anything for about 10 years. It's a real breath of fresh air. No, I don't, Bill. And I'm glad you asked me that question. I used to do quite a few drugs. But you know, Bill, drugs are no good for anybody. I've seen a lot of people get really messed up on drugs. I've seen people die on drugs. I was just telling Trevor the other day. I said, Trevor, how is it that we managed to survive? After Jimmy died, and Janice died, and John died, I said to myself, why didn't we die? You know, we should have died. All the stuff we used to do. Yes, Bill, I was a bona fide drug addict. Used drugs every single day for 5 years. Ooh. What was it like? Well, I tell you, Bill, I used to get up every morning, and before I even brushed my teeth, I'd smoke a joint. While I was smoking the joint, I'd pop a beer. While I was sipping the beer, I'd cook up a spoon of cocaine, heroin, whatever was lying around. Shoot it straight into my arm, get completely wasted. Flip on the telly, get high some more, maybe order up some lunch, get high some more, have some girls over, get high with them, fool around with the girls, get high some more. I did that every single day for 5 years. It was horrible. I mean, it was wonderful, too, in its own way. I won't lie to you, Bill. My life is based on honesty today. Yes, we did. We saw many tragic consequences. People very close to us. Yeah, we had this sound engineer who had major problems with drugs. Hoover, we called him. His problem was that he wasn't just our sound engineer. He was also in charge of getting the drugs for the band. Because we always used to get very high whenever we cut an album. And I'll never forget, we were cutting the Wild Horses album, and Hoover shows up. Oh, thank you, Bill. Yeah, it's a great album. A real rock classic. So we're cutting the Wild Horses album, and Hoover shows up with this coffee can full of the most amazing white flake Peruvian cocaine. Absolutely pure, very wonderful. I don't know if you've ever done white flake Peruvian, Phil, but it's an experience. Wouldn't mind having a little bit right now. Oh, just joking, just joking. So, we took that can of cocaine, we dumped it on the table in the middle of the studio, cut out some lines 3-4 feet long. Hoover would do 4 or 5 in each nostril. I mean, what a beast! I don't know where he had room in his skull for that stuff. And we started to play, Bill. Now, of course, in those days, we didn't just do coke. I mean, we did everything. It was heaven, you know? Trevor was smoking Afghani hash around the clock. Nigel was, he was doing his crystal meth, so we had that. Ronnie shows up with this large bottle of NyQuil. We were blind, we were so hot, you know, completely wasted. And we started to play. And you know, Bill, we never played better. It was like we all had ESP, you know, it was historic. Myself, you know, I'm looking down at my fingers and I'm thinking, whoa, this is not me playing this guitar. It's not me playing this guitar. It's God playing it. It's awe-inspiring. It was so good. Get all those notes. What was I talking about? So we're playing this brilliant music for about an hour, and I happened to look up into the sound beard. Beard was all white. He looked like a deranged Santa Claus. Well, the thing is, he forgot to push the record button. And he went completely stark raving mad. I had to take him away in a straitjacket. Took him to a sanitarium someplace. But the sad thing is, he was one of my closest friends in the whole world. No, I don't. I don't know where he is today. I know he was somewhere. Probably still an institution somewhere. Hey, maybe he's watching right now. Hey, Hoover. Hey, if you're watching, good luck. You see, Bill, that's the insidious thing about drugs. You don't realize. You're having such a good time. You don't realize what a bad time you're having. Yeah, well, I straightened up when I was on a tour. I woke up one morning, typical tour situation, luxury hotel room. I don't even know where I am. Beautiful naked girl lying next to me on the bed. I don't know who she is. I don't know how she got there. Champagne bottles all over the floor. Cocaine on every horizontal surface. I hardly have the strength to pick up my head, So I pick up the remote control and flip on the telly. And I was saved, Bill. I was saved. There's this man on TV all the time. Saved my life. White hair, a genius. Donahue, Phil Donahue. What he said really hit me. He said, if you haven't met your full potential in this life, then you're not really alive. Oh, the profoundness of it struck me like a thunderbolt, I thought, that man's talking about me. He's talking about me. Because here I was, young, talented, intelligent, wealthy, good-looking, very intelligent. And what am I doing with my life, I'm on drugs day and night. I can understand if you're talking about some Negro guy or a Puerto Rican guy on drugs in the ghetto. I can understand that. But in my case, it was such a tragedy when you think about it. Such a waste of human potential. Oh, such a waste. Because, Bill, you can have your caviar breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can have your stretch limousine, your Concorde flights back and forth to London, lots of cash, everyone treating you like God, women willing to do whatever you want them to do, wherever you want them to do it. House in London, house in LA, apartment in New York, home in the Bahamas. Bill, if it doesn't mean anything, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Well, I straightened up. I went cold turkey, had all my blood changed, and I feel like I've been reborn. I can say today, I like myself today. I'm not such a bad guy, In fact, I'm an amazingly wonderful human being. I'm honest enough to say that today. I've really come to terms with my own brilliance. It's not a word game. Yeah. Well, the rest of the band got straight too, and today we're just one big happy family. All we want to do is help other people. Well, yes. Well, that's why we're doing the benefit to aid the Amazonian Indians. I think they're Indians. The people down there in the Amazon that we're helping in the jungle, whatever. Yes, well, Trevor has a home down in Rio, and we go there every winter when it's summer down there. He's got this lovely little houseboy, takes care of the house for him. Nacho, we call him. Actually, he's not a boy, he's a man. He's about 50 or so. Lovely little guy, very brown, always smiling, very helpful. Nacho knew that we were into the environment, so he hired a boat to take up the Amazon, take a look at the birds and trees and the flowers and all that shit, So we're going along in this boat, and we come to a turn in the river, and there was this clearing. Turns out it was an Indian village, whatever. So we all got out and took a walk around. Bill, I have never seen such depressing poverty. Oh, children running around barefoot with the dogs, in the dirt. And they have no shoes. The women, half naked, breastfeeding their infants, straight from their breasts. No running water. I couldn't even get a glass of water. I was parched. No Coke, no Pepsi. Oh, the chief of the whole village came out to greet us. The man owned no clothing whatsoever. Completely naked, everything showing, his willy hanging out and everything. All he had on was this little carved piece of wood on his head with a feather sticking out of it. I mean, he couldn't even speak English. Oh, it was hard. I turned to Trevor and I said, Trevor, we have to do something about this. I mean, it's up to us after all. We are the world, so to speak. And so that's why we decided to do the benefit. Now, I hate to say this, but so many of these benefit concerts, they're just ego trips. They raise the money and just throw it at these people. Well, these poor buggers are primitive people. They've never even seen money before. They don't know what to do with money. We found when we were down there that there were many things we had that they really, really liked. Digital wristwatches, Sony Walkmans, cigarette lighters, cigarettes. They love cigarettes. So we're going to be buying these things for them up here with the money, shipping them down, trying to improve their lives in a substantial way, do some good for a change. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. Forget it. So, well, I hope everyone watching can tune in when we're on MTV. Brought to you by Kronenbrau Beer and Remington Cigarettes. I have to say it, Bill, I have to say it. The cigarette people are fantastic. Donated a whole truckload of cigarettes to give to the Indians. Or buy the album when it comes out. And remember that for every dollar you donate, fully 20% goes directly to the Amazonian Indians. Bill, I'd just like to say one more thing about drugs, if I could. A lot of the kids watching right now buy our albums, learn the lyrics, memorize them, live their lives by them, so to speak. So I know that everything I have to say is very, very important. And I'd just like to say this about drugs. I've done a lot of drugs. I've had a lot of adventures on drugs. Some of my music has been inspired by drugs. In fact, I think it's safe to say I've had some of the best times of my life on drugs. That doesn't mean you have to do them. We were recently invited to the White House to do a special concert for the Vice President and his lovely wife, Marilyn. Yeah, she's hot. She's very hot. I'll tell you a little story when we get off the air. And he's a wonderful man who, whatever you may think of in public, in person, is a very caring, very sensitive, very intelligent man. He shared something with us that I'd like to share with all of you tonight. The next time somebody offers you drugs, remember, you can always just turn them in. Thank you, Bill. Good night.